So, so for the past few days, I will say I have been, oops, I have been, I think I accidentally muted. Um, I have been looking for reversal candles, spotting them out because in today's market, it has just been absolutely ridiculous. I've been stopped. I was being stopped out. Like for the past 2 months, I've been realizing the patterns of when I would get stopped out. And it was mainly bullish engulfing, bearish engulfing. Let me see if the other one's on here. The Harami isn't on here. But those four candles. And then I paired this with the hammer and the shooting star. It doesn't really matter the name, obviously. It's just as long as you can recognize them. I've been noticing them heavily on reversals, and I've been implementing those reversal candles at my point of price targets. So let's say, let me share this tab. So like today, I noticed a reversal at this point, and then I noticed another reversal at this point over here. So let me pull up TradeZilla because I could actually go over the trade that I took today. Oh, let me go to back testing. And then what's today? Just created a session. What's today's date? 6/3/26. I took puts today, and this was for QQQ. Let me start today's date. Oop. I think someone's coming in. Oh, Nina's here. Hello, Nita. I'm going over reversal candles that I spotted today, and because I have been spotting them for the past month and a half, as we all know, because I think because of the PDT rule, there's going to be a lot of retail traders hopping in, and I think that that's going to be a point of big money institutions liquidating a bunch of people getting in, especially people who are new to the market. So I think reversal candles are a great thing to spot because they happen at break of structure, and they happen at the break of structure to create a change of character. So I'm going over the trade. Let's see. 20. Hopefully this shows the real-time trade because my network sometimes messes up with this. Let me see. Let me make sure it doesn't. I'm gonna be so mad. Of course. I don't know why it always does this. It never goes fast enough unless I increase it. I think at this time there's a lot of users it doesn't work. Let me just go on this one instead. Say. Okay. So let's go to market replay. It's at the beginning of market. So what I like to do is mark up my zones on the 15-minute, on the 15-minute time frame, and I mark up my high stacks and low stacks, which are technically swing highs and swing lows, but I just call them low stacks and high stacks because it sounds cooler. And then I mark up 3, but we're at an all-time high here, so that's already a point to, that's already an important like support zone. I like to mark up 3 or 4, but because this was so far down, yeah, the next one was going to be all the way down here. I try to at least just mark up whatever first low stack I find. This is kind of one, and this is one, this is one, and we got one over here. Basically, I think that should be enough because at market open, price could tank and it's good to just have enough. Now that I have these zones, these are potential rejection zones. So these are actually the zones that are gonna help me realize if there's gonna be a reversal or there's gonna be like a continuation. So on the 1 minute, let me press play, or I'll just go through each candle. So if many people, because this was the what is it, the all-time high, you're gonna have a lot of buyers who might want to either buy here or they're gonna sell low here. So to me, I'm already thinking there might be a rejection at this zone and there might be, or a continuation, just like yesterday, or was it day before yesterday, where price continued to rally up. But then I noticed this pattern, and I've been seeing this pattern at important zones all the time. Once there is either a green candle and they both have wicks, basically it creates a high stack. It created that high stack, and every time I see this specific pattern, it's an indication to me that price is about to tank. So I try to either wait at the close of this candle or I wait to see another red candle form to the downside, and then I would get in. I believe at this point I got in around this, somewhere around this zone, somewhere here. But this is to me, this is a signal of price going about to tank and reversing, because just at this price target, we even have these large wicks, and I've seen it so many times, price reversing. So this is a good pattern to sort of screenshot or have in mind to look at when you're in the charts, because it's so much of an indication of a reversal. Now, after price continued, I could have stayed into this trade, honestly, but I had to exit out because of my consistency rule on the prop firm, and price actually ended up tanking. Now, this is another thing to look at. If you see here, this is a bearish engulfing candle where you have a small green candle engulfing you have a big red candle engulfing a previous green candle. This is an indication that price is about to drop. So this can just be another confirmation that price is getting ready to drop to the downside. Now, another thing that could also help in this instance is that obviously because of market structure going up and down, another confirmation can be if price decides to retrace. And when you look at this retracement, you notice that it taps into the zone, which a lot of people call fair value gaps. But once price taps into this zone here, either this could act as support or it could break this point here. But if you got into this trade around this area, you don't even want price to go above this zone, because that just means that price may not rally to the downside. So this retracement it actually isn't even something to be scared of, because it's going back into this zone, and it's a strong green candle, but price already rejected this area here. So the bias for me already was price is going to continue, and there should already be an anticipation of price coming all the way back up because of market structure. And I think me before, if I had seen this, it would have tripped me out and scared me getting out of trades, because I didn't fully understand market structure. So even though price retraced back into the zone, it's still in a safe area. It never touched the stop loss, which the stop loss was around this area here. Let me make that blue so that I can differentiate. My stop loss is around that area, so technically, I don't want to be too scared. And then obviously you have that green candle coming up as well, but still keep in mind that price is still had only shown patterns going down, bearish, I guess people will call it bearish sentiment. So even a more confirmation that this can act as support You could have even waited for price to retrace into this zone and gotten in at the close of a red candle or the close of the candle outside of that box. Nonetheless, there was no indication that price was continuing to the upside or going back up. So even these huge candles, you have you have four huge candles here, and price is still zooming down. You have that high wick at the top, which is indicating actually that price is starting to weaken. This could be a first indication of price about to either halt or go back up. But as you see in the next candle, price continues going down. I'm so mad because price really dropped from, I entered here and I believe I exited a dollar after, just because of my consistency rule. But if I was on a live account, I would have gotten at least a cute $5 move, but it's whatever. Price still tanked. Price still tanked. Price still went down, and I was salty. So this is another reversal that might happen because, like I said, in the key moments before here, there was a green candle and then a red candle. And when you see this sort of wick pop up, this stack right here pop up, that could be an indication of price flipping. So the reason why I wouldn't say that it flipped here was because the wicks here didn't align. There was no low. There wasn't an actual low stack at this moment. There was no proper swing low. That's why I don't want to call it swing low, because it's the wicks that matter for me. When both candles on the side, on the left and the right, are lower than the one in the middle, that's why I call it a stack, because it's the one in the middle is just higher, so it's easier to identify and remember. So let's say you're still in the trade and you still want to get in, but then you see this reversal. So this is like the opposite of this. You have that one green candle and then two red to the upside, but then here you have this red candle and then these two green candles. So you could still stay in and then wait in to see. Now this closed over here and it created that low stack. I would have gotten out anyways at the sight of this candle, because this is a very bullish candle over here. You can even tell at the buy sell volume indicator that the bullish momentum was increasing. So I definitely probably would have gotten out of there at that zone. But if you want like a clean cut reversal, notice how these wicks aligned with each other as well, just like here, how these two wicks aligned with each other and the other wick is like all the way down here. This to me is showing a reversal of that downtrend. It's showing that the downtrend is tired, and so I would either just get out or get in actually for calls to the upside. So I actually wanted to like deposit money into my live and just take calls. Usually when price reverses at this zone here, it'll go back to either your entry, or it will usually go back to like my first price target to the downside, which was this one. So this was my first price target, and this was my bearish price target, and this was my bullish price target. So when you press play, literally price continued, and I think it honestly acted as a zone of support for a hot minute. And the reason why I also mark up my charts on the 15-minute is because, do you see how price like always respects these 15-minute low and high stacks? Like it may not be perfect, but even from here, it still rejected at this zone to the downside and then continued, and then it slowly made a staircase up, still respected this zone, and then respected this fair value gap up here in the beginning continuously, and then it respected this one here, and it was just a lot. And I'm pretty sure there might be price from previous movements on the 15-minute that made price to respect this zone as well. But that's one of the reasons why I stuck with the 15-minute, because even with futures, I would do with futures I did the 15-minute using the trend line strategy, and I would always take profit at the first trend line, the first low stack on the 15-minute, and it always went to that one. It always either had a harsh reaction at that target or it would blow through it. So let's see what market did for the rest of the day. I was so salty because I really wanted to get back in for just a reversal, because that would have been another cute, nice $4 me going in. And then as you can see, even at this zone here, it respected that level as well. Let's see, did it pass any other level after? Nope, it even respected this level. Wow. But yeah, until market close. So yeah, that's how I was able to identify just those two reversals. Once you see those, once you see that, it's the wicks. It's the wicks for me. Okay, there's a lot of noise going on here. It's specifically, I would even just screenshot. Well, that's what I do now. I screenshot like the reversals, and I notice that they still happen. I just like that they happen around my price targets, so that I know so that I can get out early. And one thing that I've been practicing lately was mitigating my risk appropriately, especially with options, because I don't physically put a stop loss on a contract. I use the market, what is it? I guess the market feature, and I don't add a stop loss. I have a mental stop loss of 20%, and then I get out when it's not going my way. If it's even if it goes like to 18%, I try to just get out so that I don't blow the account. So yeah, so this, I would say, I would consider this a bearish reversal, when price rejects at a zone to go to the downside. And then at this area, I would say this one as well, because it's always those two candles, or these either 4-ish, 3-ish candles. Technically it's like the stack that matters. It's like 4-ish candles that really kind of signal to you that price is going to the downside. Now, and then where's the other one? I know we spotted, what did we spot? We spotted didn't I spot an engulfing somewhere? Don't remember where. Oh, right here. And then a confirmation would be right here for me as well, at this zone, even though it's itty bitty. And that's why sometimes I don't like to look too hard at specifics when it comes to, okay, it's not moving, when it comes to engulfing candles, or because I like to show the chart so that it can actually show, like, sometimes not all charts are perfect, and it won't be specific. So I like that you can still incorporate into live market. This to me is still, it might be a minor, like how people explain like minor breaker structure. To me, this is still showing to me that it is a minor bullish engulfing, even though price retraced to the upside and then continue down. Again, like, even though price goes up even after that candle, there's nothing that's showing me, at least within these candles, like, let's say if this candle began to be like a bullish engulfing, then I'd be like, okay, you know what, maybe I was actually being I was getting a reversal at this point. But because it's not, I wouldn't get out yet. I guess that would be like another way of mitigating risk. But yeah, that is all I have. Oh yeah, I guess no, Doji doesn't really signal anything for me. It just shows indecisiveness. And then a hammer. Yes, the hammer and the shooting star was an indication for me. Let me clean these up. Here, I believe. Did I get out here? I got out somewhere here. I don't know. And it would only be because you have to still remember that you have to take into account the volume of a candle and how a candle is. So obviously, when market opened up at here, Price went all the way up here. It can just show that there's a lot of volume at this point and decided to close below this zone here. So to me, I'm like, okay, sellers are a bit weak in this area, but I don't have a reason to get out anyway because of these three previous candles to the downside and market structure. So yeah, that's all I have for this chart analysis. I'll be trying to do them every Wednesday and just basically go over the spots that I find, important spots that I find, areas, so that I can honestly remember to myself these areas that I should be looking out for, especially at my price target zones. I want to look out for those zones so that if there's any reaction of any sort, just like these reversals, I'm not caught off guard, or at least I can go back and do some sort of a check. Let me see. I want to see maybe if the previous day had the same thing. Oh, it did. It did. I remember this. Yeah, it did, because I took puts here and I got out somewhere, but then later on I was like, oh, thank God I got out, because it showed up again. This reversal right here showed up. You had the previous red candles with that wick. I wish I could take a pic. Let me see if I can. No, can't take a picture. But yeah, you can see that same formation, the two red candles wicking, creating that low stack, and then that other candle, the green candle right after, creating that low stack and it reversing just to the upside. Now, the reason I stayed into this trade is because there was a minor bearish engulfing candle here, and price had already hit like my third price target, so I just got out, and then I saw a bunch of wicks here, and I just knew that price was going to reverse. So it also happened here again. There's so many signs here. There's one over here. Even though price went down below here, it still confirmed price going up over here. But over here, there's a deep, this one right here showed the same thing, spotting that reversal, those two red candles both wicking at the bottom, and then either two candles after that or three candles after that, and price just continued to the upside. So if anything, if you got in over here, you would have at least, let's say you stayed in a decent amount, could have at least, $3 of a move, depending on the contract that you have. But if I said let me stay in the whole day, I would have been at least up $5 for the rest of the day. So those are just some of the reversal patterns that I've been finding. I'll probably screenshot these and then make it into a little ebook that spots reversals, because it's very helpful, especially for me. I still pull up candlestick patterns and strength when I'm looking at the market, because it's a constant reminder. It's a constant reminder until I get it engraved into my brain and I'm not panicking at the market. I think, I'll be good. But yes, that is how I spot those reversals and candlestick patterns.